And welcome back, folks, to Man Sharpens Man. This is episode number 25. I'm your host, LJ, and I'm flying solo again today. I keep having guests over, and we keep getting all stoned and not recording a show, basically, is what happens. So from now on, next time we have a guest over for Man Sharpens Man, we're going to wait to bust out the weed until in the show. Not before the show. We lose a little motivation. We don't set the shit up, and we just kind of sit and just kick it. Had some good kick-its with some guys. I think I might have found you guys a new co-host. Just a little spoiler there. Maybe. I'm going to ask the guy. I'm going to ask him out. I'm all butterfly. I'm going to ask him if he wants to be my co-host. Because Dave done moved away in search of fortune and fame. I went and seen your old friend Dave recently from the earlier episodes. Anyone that's been listening since the beginning will remember I used to do this show with young Dave, but he moved to Grand Rapids. But I went down to see him. Went down to Grand Rapids to see him. He was going to set some comedy mics up for me to go down and do. And Dave is a stoner. So when I got down there was no mics. And I hung out and watched him do some comedy, and it was actually kind of fun. I had a good time anyhow, in spite of it not being what I thought it was going to be. And then he did line up at the last minute. He said, "Hey, I can get you some mic time. There's this place called the Drunken Retort." What is that? Well, that sounds pretty interesting. The Drunken Retort. That sounds like the perfect place for me to go air my concerns about the government and every other thing I think I want to make jokes about. Anyhow, I tell him, I said, let's go down to this fucking Drunken Retort. So we go down there, and it's these weird fucking people. They're all got beards, and they're sitting around, and they're fucking snapping, and people are telling fucking poems. A dude gets up and I'm not even making this shit up. Trust me, I wish I was making this up. And I can't be all poetic with this shit. I'm not going to try to be a fucking poemy guy. This dude gets up and is like, reads his fucking poem. And let me just stop and tell you that through the whole thing, people were snapping and popping and locking and shit for this motherfucker. But he reads this fucking poem about getting a divorce and his fucking and the two kids and how she doesn't understand how he loved them instead and more than he loved her. For a minute, I thought the guy was fucking kind of pedophile-y. Then he got to talking about how he would have two kids that age if the woman he hadn't first been in love with hadn't gotten two abortions. And it's like, motherfucker, she got two abortions. Either they was twins or you supported the first one pretty wholeheartedly to be around for the second one. Whatever. I mean, I'm just talking shit right now. But I'm saying he read a poem about abortion and divorce and fucking couple heartbreaks in his life, and it wasn't even a good poem. It's just the same cliche, the water crashing on the rocks of his heart type shit. And these bearded hippie fucking wannabe cool motherfuckers are all snapping and popping and jigging and loving it. And I'm like, oh, I should have fucking slammed my beer and ran, not even fucking walked. I should have just slammed that cheap beer I bought and ran the fuck out of there when that was the first guy up. I thought, maybe, I'm going to stay because maybe all this downer shit, comedians stepping up, they're going to be like, woo, breath of fresh air. So that was the hope I was giving myself. If you guys are wondering why the fuck I would hear that and think, oh, I could be on this mic right behind the cello player, because that's where I was. I was right behind the cello player, who, by the way, was fucking beautiful. I didn't even know I liked cello music until he played. But anyhow, that was the only thing I liked. There's so many people getting up, like, reading poems about Black Lives Matter and just the weirdest shit. Like, Black Lives Matter? Why are you reading a poem about this to a fucking bar full of weird white hipsters? That doesn't, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you, people. It's good to be back on Man Sharpens Man, where we can drink our fucking coffee black, smoke our fucking joints, and just be regular people. We don't got to have vape pins and fucking triple steam lattes and fucking enemas every fucking third Tuesday. We just are regular motherfuckers, and that's why I love bringing you guys this show. But I'm glad to be back in fucking town. Needless to say, this comedy thing has been interesting. You meet some interesting people, and you also meet some really fucking weird people. While I was down there, I seen some improv. That's a pretty weird thing. I'm not gonna talk too much shit about improv because it is a vulnerable beast. Like, trust me, its belly is open. That shit is so corny. Like, there I go. I'm already talking shit about it. I said I'm not going to. But I met an improv troupe, a bunch of people, and they had a few different troupes, and they were doing, whatever that is. I don't know. If they were doing improv, I guess. But I didn't get it. I just don't get that art form, I guess. Or maybe they weren't doing it right. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been around a lot of shit like that. Like, you guys know. You guys that listen to the show know. I'm just stepping out into this world in a lot of ways. I'm like a little baby chicken that's just been in a shell, like putting hash marks on the fucking wall. I'm out of places to put hash marks. Crack my way out. There's all kinds of stuff I haven't been exposed to. I've just been eating PB&Js and ramens and shit. Like, I want to eat a Cuban sandwich. I always hear that. I've never even seen a Cuban sandwich. I hear people talk about Cuban sandwich. I need to travel more, see some food trucks and shit. It's the bottom line. I'm getting all sidetracked, but welcome back to Man Sharpens Man. Let's just center the show back to Man Sharpens Man. Look over here at my little cheat sheet. Tell you guys, I fucking fuck that cheat sheet. I'm just tired today. I played racquetball last night, and my back is tired, my neck is tired. I need to start working out more. Like, I started this Man Sharpens Man, and I thought I was going to be bringing you guys some updates about how I was getting buffer and bigger and working out more. I could not be fucking working out less than I've ever worked out in my whole life right now. Like, I seriously used to be addicted to working out. Working out used to be like a drug for me. If let me miss like a day I like let me miss little like chintzy arm day or chest day or something. Oh my gosh, I was like a fucking baby who needed his diaper changed. Now, I fucking got to drag me kicking and screaming to the gym. Thank God the gym has racquetball, because I would go play that, and at least I'm playing, so it makes me do something. But I need to get back to working out. I'm in bad shape. I was out looking for mushrooms yesterday. Fucking went and played racquetball. I feel like I died almost. I'm just, man is pussy today. But man will get sharp this summer. That's what summer's for. This winter, Michigan winters will leave you feeling fat if you let them. And I let this one. I just was eating cream and sitting around all winter. I made some shows. I made a few Man Sharpens Mans, but I even got slow on making the show. I was just reclusive. I wasn't doing much of shit. But I'm back now, so it's great to be back. I got comedy coming up this Monday. I got a show. Can't wait to do. I can't even tell you guys what a fucking soul cleansing experience this comedy is. I don't know if I'm in it for the right reasons or the wrong reasons, because I don't know why I'm in it. That's my reasons for being in it. It's like, I heard it was going on, and I started. And people always ask me, they're like, oh, so what's your, like, that seems to be, like, when, like, it's funny, I can associate the two. Like, working out, when you start working out, motherfuckers be like, oh, so what's your bench? And now that I'm doing comedy, people will find out I'm doing comedy, and they're like, oh, what's your reason? What's your purpose? And it's like, shit. I didn't even know that was, like, a thing. I didn't know that was a question. My reason was because I met someone that was doing it, and I was just like, fuck it, I kind of want to do that too. And my purpose is, it's the same, I guess, just to make people laugh. If I really, like, get down to the nuts and bolts of it, I love to make people laugh. Why not make a room of people laugh? Like, when I sit around just chilling with my homies or whatever. Oh, chilling with my homies. When I'm just sitting around with people, you know what I'm saying? I try to make them laugh. It's a fun thing to do. Make people laugh. Why not? I mean, you don't have to be an asshole all the time, but why take much things serious? There's not much in life to take serious. When people are just over serious and over fucking clean and over worried about this little speck of fucking dust, and that shit drives me fucking nuts. It's like, just relax yourself. You'll be fine. You'll be fucking fine. You just, people are so uptight in this world. I'm feeling that way. I'm a little defensive because of that fucking bar. Let me tell you guys, I got up there, I didn't even finish telling you the story. I told you how shitty the bar was, but I did. I ended up, let me finish the story. That's where I got sidetracked at. Let me tell you the saga of Grand Rapids. I want to finish telling you this. So I get up on stage, and I'm behind the beautiful cello player, and everything's going pretty good. I thought, well, these seem like a real liberal bunch of, Cosby sweater wearing guys. So I'm going to hit them with some, like, nice political jokes. And since they're all liberal, I know they hate Trump. So I hit them with some Trump stuff, and they're loving it. Well, then I think, well, they're going to love this shit. I'm going to start making some jokes about how they need to quit being such assholes about this trans bathroom issue. But I fucked up, man. Woo, did I fuck up? And I said the word tranny. I said the word tranny. And now I'm fairly certain there was 4 to 7 trannies in that bar. And motherfucker, they have these little weird Karate Kid, little clacker bells. I don't know if you've ever seen the Karate Kid movie where you swing the little bell and clack it. They got these little bells on the table, and all of a sudden this tranny almost trips over his fucking dick to jump up and run and grab the fucking little bell. I didn't even see the guy sitting there, and he starts yelling, hate, 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 hate. What in the fuck are you talking about? Like, this guy wasn't even paying attention to shit, and all of a sudden he's jumping up, hate, hate. Excuse me. He's handing bells to other people in the audience and shit. Getting them to ring them. Well, 3 people ring the bell, you get kicked off the stage. That's what happens. So 3 people get to ringing this bell. They're helping support the tranny's hate of me because I said the word tranny. I don't even know what the right word is. Like, you should have had a fucking bulletin board up, like a list of pronouns I'm allowed to use in here or whatever. But whatever. The joke was in defense of trannies or what? Like, how can you even? I don't know. I feel bad for trannies. You're probably very sensitive because you have your tranny issues. But goddamn, man, when you see a guy like me that you see is obviously fucking a little bit, I don't know, I don't want to call myself stupid, but I don't research this shit. I'm not all well read. I'm not trying to figure out the newest like gender trends or whatever the fuck there's going on. You know, I seen a guy. There's a dude down there, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong on this. You guys can. This will be a great comment. Maybe I'll piss someone off and get a good comment. There's a fucking dude or a girl. I don't know what, but I'm gonna tell you what it looks like. Looks like a dude, haircut like a dude, facial structure like a dude, 5 o'clock shadowish, beardy like a dude, but rather pert set of boobs like a girl. Tall and lanky, and the rest of his body was like a dude. So like my first thought was maybe like this dude grew them tits because he took that medicine. Like I seen there was like a lawsuit, there was some kind of medicine boys were taking for happiness, and it was making them grow tits. It's like, now that would be the worst shit. Your mom takes you in when you're fucking 12 because you're depressed and gets you on some, I can't even remember what it's called, or I'd put the shit on point, but I seen the little commercial for it. And well, anyhow, your mom takes you in, get you on some depressant medication, and then you grow tits. Now you're not, well, it's going to go one of two ways. You're either going to be super fucking depressed, or you might be a little happy because there probably wasn't many tits in your life before, and now you at least have one set to play with. But it was making like dudes grow actual tits, not moobs, but tits. And that's what this guy had, because he was a skinny, tall, regular-looking dude, but he had tits, and then he had on suspenders. Which, I mean, if you've ever seen a girl wear suspenders, they kind of pull everything to the side and really accentuate the fact you got a set of tits. So if he was a dude that grew tits on accident, he definitely wasn't trying to hide them. And if it was a girl trying to be a dude, she wasn't trying to, I don't know what the fuck. There's some weird fucking people in Grand Rapids, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And you really should be careful where you use the word tranny. But before that, I was doing pretty good. So thanks, Grand Rapids, for your time. I can't believe Floyd Money Mayweather is from there. I cannot believe that. How can that guy be from there? That is the softest town in the world. Be all sensitive about me saying trans or whatever I said. I don't even remember what I said, but they kicked me off stage, cocksuckered me out of the room, were pissed off. Somebody told me, you don't say things like that here. It's a safe space. So I made my way back to my jacket, because of course my jacket has to be at the back of the room. So I go back. I should have just left the fucking jacket. It's a fucking hoodie. There's nothing in it. I should have left it. I went back, got the jacket, back through the room while they're all just looking at me with disgust. Disgust. I felt like the KKK. It was horrible. It's like, I love trannies. I mean, I don't love them in the wrong way, but yeah, I love trannies. You know, they're funny. They're funny to me in all kinds of good, positive ways. Like, have you ever talked to one? They're just great. They're so colorful. I used to have a tranny granny. Here comes a prison story out of the blue. See, that's how I like my prison stories to come up on Man Sharpens Man. It's out of the fucking blue. Today I sat down and I'm like, I don't got much. I don't got a prison story that's really on the tip of my tongue that I want to talk about. None of this shit. But now all of a sudden I got one. I had a fucking tranny granny when I was in prison. I used to love this dude. Or her, or whatever. The guy was Puerto Rican or Mexican. I'm pretty sure he was Puerto Rican. But he could fucking barely speak English. He spoke some English. And he tried to talk like a girl and shit, but was old as fuck. Especially to my, like, 18-year-old ass. This dude was, like, in his late 50s, at least. You know, and for a Mexican, he could have been way older than that. Because some of the Mexican dudes, like, black don't crack, Mexican don't flex again or something. I don't know. The Mexican stays pretty young, too. But whatever. I'm saying this guy was, like, fucking pretty old, but dressed like, you know, not like Granny from the fucking, you know, whatever. He was pretty old. He looked like a granny. He had gray hair. He wear like a bun, wear like a roby house coat looking thing. It was for a woman. I don't know how he got it, but it was more liberal days in prison, and you could get a lot of shit. And then female guards would feel bad for the trannies, so they would like sneak them in shit, like makeup and shit. They would feel all like compassionate for them, like, oh, I know how it feels to be ugly until you get your makeup on. And they would just, I guess, feel bad for them and bring them in shit. I used to think that shit was weird. But anyhow, the tranny granny I had was awesome. Oh, I wish I could remember his name. I feel like a dickhead for not remembering his name. Oh, well, we'll just call him Tranny Granny. Anyhow, he would cook for the unit and would be all cool and shit. He was just a fucking sweet guy. So people that think I'm intolerant to trannies, I had a pseudo-grandmother that was a tranny. My Tranny Granny. And she was fucking cool as shit. So if you think I'm intolerant, you're fucking wrong, because I miss and love my Tranny Granny. I know that dude was doing life too, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, like I said, he couldn't speak good English, so we never made great contact on any other level other than that he always liked to feed me, Like, that guy was always making, like, he would scrape the frosting off of cookies and bust them all up and make, like, these little pies and cakes, and he'd feed everyone in the unit. And, it was weird to see that this guy had probably was a freak. He was probably Freakzilla 10 years before, but now that his estrogen level is down a little bit or whatever them guys got going, he just, like, switched into granny mode. He didn't be like, oh, I'm just going to go, now that I'm not interested in sex no more, I'm going to go to being just an old man. No, he stayed being a woman and just kind of transitioned into being the tranny granny, and everyone in the unit loved him, and they, people told mean stories about his ass, too. That's why I even knew he was a freak, because people, like, knew this motherfucker from way back before I even came to prison. So that's the one thing. In prison, shit don't go away. So people, sometimes you think people act like shitheads in there, but they do and they don't. They act like shitheads in a way that might get them some kind of, like, lore, but they're not going to act like shitheads in a way that's going to stick around where people are like, that guy don't pay his bills and shit like that. Because, I mean, if you do that shit, if you're doing life and your credit out here goes away in 7 years and you can fade off into oblivion. But when you're in a state penal colony, ain't shit going away. Like, you might ride out to a new prison and you might have a couple years of sanity or some sanctity or whatever the fucking word is I'm trying to look for, sanctimonium. You might have some peace in your life, but a motherfucker's gonna ride in that knew you sucked dick and owed a bunch of motherfuckers money, and then that shit is over with, dog. You're done. You're out of the fucking bushes. So there ain't no hiding in there. So it would foster a fucking different level of respect from people. You know what I'm saying? They definitely would not in a hurry to boo you off stage for saying words like tranny. They'd give you a chance and find out if you ever had a tranny granny and if you loved your tranny granny. I think love's a strong word. I definitely never loved the tranny granny, but I always appreciated that dude. I thought he was very fucking cool. How much he, you could tell he cared about that. And I think one of the reasons I'm even thinking about him, he's on the tip of my tongue, is because it's Cinco de Mayo. That dude on Cinco de Mayo. I can remember my first Cinco de Mayo in the penitentiary right now because I'm thinking about it. And that tranny granny, I didn't even know Cinco de Mayo was a thing. I was a fucking stark white boy from the fucking sticks of northern Michigan. And before that, it was the sticks of Texas. I never lived in no fucking cities. That shit's expensive. Anyhow, I went and this guy had put together this feast. And I went out into the day room and I see all this food and I'm like, oh, it must be Tranny Granny's birthday or something. And they're like, no, it's Cinco de Mayo. And there's a few Mexicans out there and they're all happy. I have no idea still to this day really what the holiday was for. For a long time I thought it was like their 4th of July. And I was kind of corrected on that. I was told 17 different fucking things. So now it's just Cinco de Mayo to me. It's their holiday. I let them have it. I don't fucking put a definition on it. But anyhow, fucking went out to the day room. This dude had, or woman, or whatever, I don't give a shit. The Tranny Granny had put together the fucking feast of the century. It was an amazing feast. So, I sat down. We had a great feast. There was wine. They had made spud juice. It was a fucking pretty cool day. It was a pretty cool day, all brought by Tranny Granny and the few people that Tranny Granny knew. I think Tranny Granny might have been MS-13 or something. I'm not even playing. That might have been something like that. I don't know. I think he was in a gang, but it doesn't matter. They have, that's the thing. They have trannies in them gangs. You think a motherfucker, do you think just because a guy pretends like he's a girl that shit's going to translate into, no. He is going to knock the taste out of your mouth. Because they have been in there. They have been getting fag bashed and picked on, and those dudes know how to hook. So anybody out there that thinks they want to go jump on a queer, go ahead, because he's going to kick your fucking ass. So yeah, I got a lot of respect for gay people, and I got kicked off the stage for some gay shit. I thought that was pretty funny. So there's my story about Grand Rapids, and there's my story about Tranny Granny. But we're coming up on about 20 minutes of recording time, and I'm going to have to keep this Man Sharpens Man short because, like I said, I got a wedding. I don't know if I said that, but I do got a wedding I got to go to. Shout out to Jenny and Lucas. They're getting pseudo-married today. They already filled out the paperwork. They're going to have some kind of weird pagan festival, and we're going to sacrifice a chicken and drink its blood. No, they're fun people, though. We are going to... I cannot wait to see what they got going on because they're very interesting people. So if you two are listening to this, I love you on your day of love. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a great time out there. I have to keep the show short, like I said, but look out because I got Charlie Settles coming in. It's going to be a pretty good fucking show. We got that coming to you a few days. Just look out for it. It's coming. Keep your eyes peeled. But for now, this is episode number 25, Man Sharpens Man. I love y'all. Peace, pot, and microdot.